Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and those who have yet to make up their minds. I am your host, JustJack.com, and we welcome you to subscribe to our newsletter at JustJack.com, JustJack.com. That's Just Jack with two S's because one just ain't enough. We also just redid our website, so make sure you go check it out. We give some freebies away, sign up for our newsletter, all that fun stuff. Also, I'm coming to you from sunny San Diego where it is a scorcher. So I have my air conditioner on, and so if you hear my air conditioner or my fan, please don't pay it no mind. I'm just hot-blooded. And this microphone picks up everything but boys and money. Let's get on with the show because I would like to bring up something rather controversial. Not preaching, not political, just real. Right now there are children afraid to go to their schoolhouse not because of bullies, but because ICE might show up or their parents might not be home when they get back. Right now, children are waking up in shelters and in cages in fear because they were separated from their families, and we're calling that legal. We've got trauma being passed down like heirlooms, generations of pain wrapped in policies, and we wonder why people are angry. We wonder why people are loud, why the streets are loud, why peace seems like a dream and rage seems like reality. I'm not here to shame the pain. I'm here to honor it. And then raise it higher. Because let's be clear, we want peace, right? We pray for peace, but for some, walking peacefully has led to jail cells and body bags. Some tried it Martin's way, the peaceful way, and they got met with dogs, hoses, and bullets. So now they're walking with Malcolm's fire. Dr. King said, "A riot is the language of the unheard." And Malcolm X said, "I'm nonviolent with those who are nonviolent with me. But when you drop that violence on me, then you've made me go insane." This isn't about choosing sides. It's about recognizing truth on both sides because we need both the dream and the demand. We need the strategy of Dr. King and the strength of Malcolm X. The pot is boiling over. We've been too patient with a system that has never had patience for us. But here's what I know to be true. We don't fight fire with fire. We fight fire with water, and we are the living waters. So what do? What do? We rise higher, not just louder, not just angrier, higher. We rise so high, we start building systems instead of just breaking them. We rise so high, we raise our kids with a consciousness that makes oppression obsolete. We rise so high, we create money, media, ministries, and movements that cannot be shut down. When I was sitting in my quiet space, I asked, what would Thich Nhat Hanh say about all this? And I remembered him saying one time, when another person makes you suffer, it is because they suffer deeply within their own self. And their suffering is spilling over. They do not need punishment. They need compassion. Thich Nhat Hanh would remind us that violence is always the last cry of deep, unattended suffering. The people are not monsters. They're hurting. And hurting people hurt people. But he wouldn't stop there. I feel like he'd also say, peace is not simply the absence of violence. It is the cultivation of understanding, insight, and compassion. So even as we fight systems of injustice, he'd call us to do it without becoming consumed by anger. I don't believe he'd ever tell us not to act, but he definitely tells us to act from presence, not rage. I believe he'd invite us all to walk in the middle way, that space where resistance and love are not at odds, but in sacred partnership. He might sit quietly and look us in the eyes and say, speak the truth, but do not punish. And finally, in the face of all this pain and division, he might gently remind us, we are here to awaken from the illusion of our separateness. So I don't know, maybe he'd walk with the protesters, hold the children, sit with the grieving. I don't know. I believe whoever he was with, he'd gently remind them to breathe. Come back to yourself. Then speak. Then act. Not because the world isn't on fire, but because if we don't tend to our own breath, we might become the fire ourselves. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with you. Peace begins within. It's an inside job. So let's talk practical, because y'all know I love some action steps. I'm not just here to preach. I'm not just here to say theory. I'm here to do the work. Write this down. Speak out loud. Speak out loud. Don't let silence make you an accomplice. Speak up in your circles. Speak up in your jobs. Speak up in your communities. Even your children are listening. Speak. You have a voice. Number 2, turn your rage into ritual. Before reacting to the news, before reacting to social media, before reacting, create a sacred pause. Light a candle if you have to, say a name, but breathe, and breathe with purpose. When you breathe with purpose, this transforms your anger into energy and keeps you from being consumed by it. Thich Nhat Hanh said, with mindfulness, you can learn to embrace your anger with love and compassion. Write that word down. Compassion. Meditate upon it. Be mindful of it. Number 3, build what you wish existed. Don't just protest systems. Build alternatives, build businesses, build education centers, create networks that center justice and healing. And build with people who carry the same frequency. Stop wasting time trying to wake people who don't want to rise. If they're not vibrating with you, bless them and move on. Use your energy to collaborate, not convince. Number 4, commit to a 1-minute peace practice daily. Set a daily alarm and label it return to yourself. That way, when it goes off, you can breathe deeply. You can be mindful and place your hand on your heart and whisper to yourself, I am still here. Even revolutionaries need rest. And if you really want to rise in rhythm, every week, choose one practice from each leader I talked about today. Choose a heart-led action, like Dr. King. Pick a strategy move, like Malcolm X. Or pick a soul-tuning ritual, like Thich Nhat Hanh. This is how you build spiritual muscle and sacred momentum. And if you've been looking for a community that gets it, that sees the system but still believes in the soul, that doesn't just preach but teaches you how to lead, build, and spiritually rise up, then I invite you to join our monthly membership. We don't just talk peace, we practice it. We don't just study justice, we create it. We don't just resist systems, we replace them. And we want you with us because you're not crazy. You're not too emotional. You're not too much. You're just in tune. And we need that kind of spirit right now. So before I go, don't let this moment harden you. Let it heighten you. Don't shrink back. Don't get stuck in sadness. We've got grieving to do and building to do. We've got healing to do, healing to tend to, and futures to protect. We rise, and then we rise again. I'll be here with you, building this new, peaceful world for all of us, one brick at a time. Check out our website, justjack.com, and our monthly membership, which is on our website. And I will see you guys on the flip side. Have a great rest of you guys this week. Lots of love. Peace out. Bye, Felicia.